In last lecture, we saw predicates and quantifiers. Okay, now today we are going to study rules of inference. Rules of inference. So, we see first argument, definition of argument. An argument in propositional logic is a sequence of propositions P1, P2, P3 up to Pn called premises and the proposition C is called conclusion. Okay, so argument in propositional logic is a sequence of proposition P1, P2, P3 up to Pn. These propositions are called premises and the conclusion C Okay, so it is denoted by P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn is C. This symbol is called as yields. Okay, this P1 to Pn are all premises and C is the conclusion. Okay, so this is the notation of argument, right? Now, next definition, argument is valid or not. So, next definition, an argument P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn its conclusion C is said to be valid if P1 and P2 and so on up to and Pn implies conclusion C. Okay, so argument is valid when P1 we take the conjunctions of PA premises implies the conclusion, then we say that the argument is valid. Otherwise, the argument is said to be invalid. Okay, so see here, thus the argument P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn yields C is valid provided that whenever P1, P2, P3 up to Pn are all true, then conclusion is also true. So see here, that means if all premises are true, then conclusion is also true. Then and only then we say that the given argument is valid, otherwise it is not valid, and the invalid argument is called as fallacy. So write down an argument which is not valid is called fallacy. If the argument is not valid, then that argument is called as fallacy. Now we see some examples of test the validity of an argument. Okay, now take example. Test the validity of an argument by using truth table. First, P implies Q and P is Q. So see here, argument is given, P implies Q, P is Q. So here premises, P implies Q, this is first premise, and P second premise. And here conclusion, C is Q. Now we want to draw a truth table, and in this truth table, if these two premises are true, then this conclusion is also true. Then and only then we say that the given argument is valid, otherwise not. So draw the truth table. P, Q, P implies Q. Okay. So here P implies Q. In last video we saw the truth tables. So when P is true and Q is false, then conditional statement is false. Otherwise all are true. So we get TFTT. Now premises, we write the premise here and then conclusion here. So this is first premise, second premise is P and conclusion is Q. So here we write this column here, so we understand the better way. Now see here, this premise and this premise both are true, then corresponding conclusion is also true. So mark this. P1 and P2 here true, corresponding conclusion is again true. Now first premise is false, so let it be. Second is true, first is true but second false. First is true, second false. So here the only possibility is only here. Both premises are true, then here corresponding this premises conclusion is again true. Hence the given argument is valid. Hence, the given argument is valid. Get it? If all premises are true, then conclusion is also true. Then and only then we say that the given argument is valid. And here we get both premise P1 and P2 here true, and corresponding here conclusion is again true. Okay, so that's why this argument is valid. Now we take the second example. Second example, P implies Q, P conclusion negation Q. Now we want to check this argument is valid or not by using truth table. So again premises P implies Q and second is P. Conclusion is negation Q. Okay, so draw the truth table. P, Q, then P implies Q. So here P implies Q first premise, second premise is P, and conclusion is negation Q. This column P is same as this column. We only rewrite here this for the better understanding. Okay, so T, T, F, F, T, F, T, F. Again, for implication result, we know that if P is true and Q is false, then implication is false. Otherwise, all are true. So here we get true, false, true, true. Now we rewrite the column P as it is here, T, T, F, F. Now negation of Q, F, T, F, T, right? So write here F, T, F, T. Now check here, in first row, first premise true, second premise is again true, but the conclusion is false. Now check remaining rows, both premises are true or not. So check here, no, here, here, not. So only in first row both premises are true. Okay, so here both premises are true but conclusion is false. So hence the given argument is invalid. Hence given argument is invalid. Get it? How to check validity? By using truth table. Check those rows where the premises are true and check corresponding conclusion in that row is again true. Then and only then we say that the given argument is valid. Otherwise it is invalid. Okay. Now next we see some rules of inference. Okay. Now we see the rules of inference for propositional logic. Rules of inference for propositional logic. So first rule, detachment. It is also called as Modius Ponens law. Okay, so see here, P implies Q and P is conclusion Q. So these two are the premises and Q is the conclusion. So P implies Q and P we get Q. Second, contrapositive, it is also called as Modius Tollens law. So negation Q and P implies Q is negation P. Next, disjunctive addition, P is P or Q is P or Q. So in disjunctive addition we add the another proposition. So here premise is only P. So we add in here we adding the proposition. So we get conclusion P disjunction Q, that is P or Q. Here Q is the premise. So we add the proposition P. So we get P or Q. Get it? So this is called as disjunctive addition. Now disjunctive simplification. So here P disjunction Q and negation P. So we get conclusion Q. P or Q negation P we get Q. P or Q negation Q we get P. So this is disjunctive simplification. Next, conjunctive simplification. So in conjunctive simplification, P conjunction Q we get conclusion P or we get conclusion Q. So we take the separate among this two proposition, either P or Q. Okay, now chain rule. P implies Q, Q implies R, we get the conclusion P implies R. Next, rule of exportation. So rule of exportation, that is P and Q implies R, conclusion P implies Q implies R. Okay. Now rule of importation, P implies Q implies R, conclusion P and Q implies R. So importation thus. Now conditional equivalences. So in conditional, P implies Q is equivalent to negation Q implies negation and it is again equivalent to negation P or Q. Next, biconditional equivalence is P by implication Q is equivalent to P implies Q and Q implies P. So, which is again equivalent to P and Q or negation P and negation Q. And last, resolution. P or Q and negation P or R, we get conclusion Q or R. So, you must remind this all the rules of inference to solve the problems. To test the validity of argument by using direct or indirect method, you must remind these all rules of inference. Get it? Now, for showing that the argument is valid, there are two methods, direct method and indirect method. So, first we see the direct method. Definition. Starting from true premises, the process of reaching true conclusion is known as direct method. So, direct method means starting from true premises, the process of reaching true conclusion is known as direct method. You see the example. Example. Test the validity of the following argument by using direct method. By using direct method. So, argument is P implies Q, Q implies R, conclusion negation P or R. So, this is given. Okay, now we solve it. Solution. Write down first given argument. P implies Q, Q implies R, conclusion negation P or R. So, see here steps and reason. First, now here we take the first premise P implies Q and write down in reason this is premise. Now here P implies Q. We want to apply the some rules of inference here to get this conclusion. So, if we apply here any rule, then we can't get this conclusion. So, that's why we take the second proposition Q implies R. Write down reason, premise. Now here first P implies Q and second Q implies R. Now here we know the chain rule. Chain rule is P implies Q and Q implies R. Then we get the conclusion P implies R. Okay. So, third we get P implies R. P implies Q, Q implies R. We get P implies R. Reason by chain rule on 1 and 2. That is, we apply the chain rule on step first and second. So, this is the reason. Now, we want the conclusion negation P or R. So, here we know the conditional equivalences. Conditional equivalences P implies Q. We get negation P or Q. right? So we apply here conditional equivalences, negation P or R by conditional equivalences on step 3, and we get the required conclusion. Required conclusion is negation P or R. Hence, given argument is valid. Okay, we take true premises and the process of reaching the true conclusion is known as direct method. So here we apply this direct method and we get the conclusion. Hence the given argument is valid. Okay, get it? Now next method, indirect method. Definition: indirect method is a proof by contradiction which means that we take negation of conclusion as an additional premise and show that it gives a contradiction. Okay, so here indirect method, that means we prove by contradiction. Okay, so that means we take the negation of conclusion as an additional premise and show that it gives a contradiction. Okay, so here we see example, that means you clear about indirect method. So example: test validity of the following argument by using indirect method. So argument is P or Q, negation P, Q implies R, conclusion R. Okay, so here argument is given P or Q, negation P, Q implies R, and conclusion is R. So here we want to test the validity by using indirect method. So in indirect method we add the negation of this conclusion as premises. So here we get the premises P or Q, negation P, Q implies R, and here additional premise negation R. Then apply some rules of inference on this premises and we want to prove it contradiction. Okay, so that means we get a valid argument. So solution. So write down given argument P or Q, negation P, Q implies R, conclusion R. Okay, so here the negation of conclusion is negation R. So we take this as an additional premise. Therefore, the premises are P or Q, negation P, Q implies R, and here negation are. This is additional premise. Now steps and reason. So here we apply some rules of inference and we want to prove it contradiction. Okay. So first we take this premise P or Q premise. Now we take second premise negation P. Now here P or Q negation P. Here we know the disjunctive simplification. Disjunctive simplification is P or Q negation P, we get the conclusion Q, right? So we apply here disjunctive simplification, so we get Q by disjunctive simplification on first and second. So we apply disjunctive simplification first and second, we get the conclusion Q. Now we take the next premise Q implies R premise. So see here Q implies R. We apply the rule here. We know the modus ponens law, that is detachment. P implies Q and P. Then we get the conclusion Q here. So here Q implies R and Q we get the conclusion R. Okay. So here we get fifth step, we get R by modus ponens on 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Now sixth, we take next premise negation R. So here 7 number negation R and R we get contradiction. Right? Therefore, given argument is valid. Right? We take the negation of conclusion as an additional premise, and after taking additional premise, we apply the some rules of inference and we get the contradiction. Negation R and R, we get the contradiction. Hence the given argument is valid. Get it? Now next example, see here. If I study well, I will not fail in discrete mathematics. If I do not watch cricket matches, I will study well. But I failed in discrete mathematics. Therefore, I must have watched cricket matches. So this example is given and we want to test the validity by using direct method. So here, first of all, we want to convert this example in the form of argument. Okay. So first of all, write down propositions. So let, here P denotes I study well. P denotes I study well. Now we take next proposition. I will not fail in discrete mathematics. So we take the proposition I will fail in discrete mathematics. I will fail in discrete mathematics. Okay. Now next, I do not watch cricket matches. Okay. So R denotes I watch cricket matches. Okay. So here proposition are completed. Now read the problem and write down argument. First sentence, if I study well, here comma means then, I will not fail in discrete mathematics. So here the argument is, first statement, if I study well, that is P, comma that means implication, then, right? If then I will not, here not that means we take negation, not fail in discrete mathematics. So P implies negation Q. This is first premise. Now second, if I do not watch cricket matches, that is negation of R, then I will study well, that is implication P. Negation R, implication P. Now here second statement is complete. Third statement, but I failed in discrete mathematics. So next Q, failed in discrete mathematics. Therefore that means its conclusion, I must have watched cricket matches. Conclusion R. Okay. So here argument is P implication negation Q, negation R implies P, Q its conclusion R. Now we apply the direct method to check the given argument is valid or not. So steps and reason. First step, we take the first premise P implication negation Q premise. So here P implies negation Q and Q. If we take these two premises, then we apply the law here. Okay. So we consider the second Q premise. So here Q, that means here we apply the double negation law, negation of negation Q. Double negation law, double negation on second step. Now why we apply the double negation law? We know the modus tollens law. P implies Q and negation Q, we get conclusion negation P. So here first premise P implies negation Q. Now second premise negation of negation Q. Here we apply the modus tollens law. So that's why we get negation P. Okay. So we get negation P by modus tollens on first and third. Okay. Now we take next premise. Next premise is negation R implies P. Negation R implies P. Premise. So here negation P, negation R implies P. Again we apply the modus tollens law. So 6, by applying modus tollens law, we get negation of negation R. Okay. So negation of negation R by modus tollens on 4 and 5. Negation R implies P and negation P, so we get negation of negation R. So again by using double negation law, negation of negation R, we get R. So that means we get a required conclusion. So next step, 7th step, we get R by double negation law. Double negation on 6, since negation R is R. Hence, given argument is valid. We get the required conclusion. Okay, all of you get it, this example? We stop here. Thank you.